Hey everyone, I'm Andrew Salgado, and you're watching the Rise Network.
Welcome to Ghosted and Roasted, the podcast about all things dating with a comedic twist. I'm your host, Blair Bishop, and today's special guest is...
Taylor Cline.
And he's a realtor, but also does lots of really funny stuff. I've heard a little bits and pieces about some of your history, but will you share a little bit of your history and dabbling in entertainment?
Yeah, okay, so I grew up in construction, worked in home lending through banking, and now I'm a real estate agent. I had a construction business, did stand-up comedy for a while. Anybody that knows me knows I've made a lot of content over the years. I don't know necessarily that I should have a smartphone, but I have had one for quite some time now, and it's a lot of fun.
Can you elaborate on what you did with stand-up?
Oh, I just was going to open mics for a little bit, not much.
But you're going to do a show that I'm producing this year, right?
I am.
The Class Clown?
Yeah.
Ooh, yay, okay.
I'm excited about that. I'm going to plan for it more. When I did it before, I just jumped in real fast and was going a few times a night, and I was doing different stuff. I was writing stuff every day, so I never really practiced something over and over again. Mm-hmm. I just kept writing new stuff and remembering it and trying to do it, and then that's when I really learned about delivering jokes and how hard that is and how that's a completely different art than writing.
Yep.
Luckily I have a little bit of time before your show this time to try to figure something out.
Yeah. So, okay. Now getting from the roasted to the ghosted part. Relationships. What's your relationship status?
I'm married.
How long have you been married?
I think 3 years.
Cool. Wow. Only 3 years? Wait,
yeah.
and you have 4 kids in 3 years?
No, me and my wife have been together for a long time.
Okay.
But we've only been married for a few years.
Cool.
Yeah.
And what made you guys decide to get married after however long you've been together?
We dated for a long time and then decided we wanted to get married and have a bunch of kids. It was fun.
Cool.
We went out to eat, I like to say, we went out to eat somewhere in Columbus every night for 7 years. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's what we did for a long time when I worked at the bank and she worked at the hospital. It was a lot of fun.
That's cool. And then you're like, we're changing the game plan because we're pooping out babies?
Well, yeah, it's just time to start having babies. You know, it gets, I think, more dangerous for women after they get like above the age of 35 or 37 or whatnot. And we were around 30 and we decided like it's time we're going to start having some kids if we want to. I didn't want to grow old and be alone, you know.
So, and how old's your oldest?
15.
Okay.
So, yes, I have a 15-year-old daughter as well.
Is that with your wife?
No.
Okay, so you and your wife, your oldest with your wife is how old?
3.
Cool, okay. So the timeline's making sense now.
Yeah. But we've been together, I mean, as long as probably my 15-year-old can remember.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it was just her for a long time. Chinese food on Friday nights. You know, forever. It's fun when it's just one kid and it's easy to spoil one kid.
Yeah.
But then you have a bunch of kids and you got to start cracking the whip and be the bad guy sometimes all of a sudden, or you'll just get completely ruled by children.
Yeah, I've heard that. That's why I don't have any so far.
Yeah, it's tough. You have to change a lot and be a lot more selfless. It's hard for a lot of people to adapt to it, I think.
Do you feel like since you had to change a lot, I guess, what have you had to change with your relationship? Like to make sure you still prioritize your relationship with your wife?
Yeah, so that gets really hard because, you know, it's easy to bend over backwards for the kids when they're constantly, and it's harder, like, you know, with young children to set boundaries with them and because they still don't understand things. So you like end up just killing yourself and wearing yourself out. And then, you know, you got to kind of be there to help each other to like notice when the other's overworked or overstressed by the kids to take them away and tell them to go take a break, because a lot of moms won't take a break. They think that they're doing something wrong if they're not constantly tending to the kids. So then you can end up fighting with your spouse like, no, you need to just take a break. Like, they're fine. I've got this, you can take a break. And people and it's hard, you got to relearn like how to have, you know, prioritize your time for yourself. Yeah. Because you just give yourself away and then you just get run ragged. And it's, you know, it's not as hard for me. I mean, I can get away. I get away and take time for myself every day. And I tell my wife she should too, but she's less likely to than I am. So if anything, you know, maybe she gets more worked, than I know.
When you say you do it every day, is it partially because you leave for work? So
Yeah,
it's
and I get
easier?
to leave for work
Yeah.
at least, you know what I mean? She's been working from home for years, and then I've been self-employed. I was for 3 or 4 years before I became a realtor, so I would be at home with her while she worked and watch the kids during the day so that we were all just there, and then I would go work at night and go work all weekend, and then I got my real estate license, and it's the same thing. But then, she's off work right now because we just had a baby.
Oh.
So she's home. And
how old's your baby now?
like a week old.
Oh my gosh, you literally just had one. I feel like you may have mentioned this. You did
Yeah.
mention this because... Never mind, continue. Sorry.
Yeah,
this was a scheduling thing.
But no, he's been great. This new baby, I think, just used to hearing the toddlers and stuff screaming, all the chaos before, like in the womb. They say that that's a thing. And then, so he came out and like we've just been loud and everything, and he just sleeps. He'll just sleep wherever we put him, and he's just really been great.
That's so interesting. So in the womb, they get used to all the chaos. So
It
you
sounds
have
right.
you have a 1-week-old, a 3-year-old, and what's the middle
A
one?
2-year-old.
So wow, that's wild. And then a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
Is your 15-year-old with you all the time or no?
Half the time.
Half the time, cool. But dang, wow, that's just a lot. At least you have a built-in babysitter with your kid.
Yeah, well, she's so involved with sports and school and stuff. That,
Oh, yeah.
In the summers, it's really nice, and she's a huge help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. So I guess good thing you spoiled her first.
Yeah, well, I still pay her to watch the kids.
That's
I
awesome.
did last year, yeah.
Wow.
Kids are a good job, something to do. Kids are hard. When I've learned, like, from being at home, like, I'd rather go out and work every day, just because how hard it is, especially with the young kids. You're picking them up, putting them down, picking them up, putting them down. They hit their head on something. They jump off, walk right off the couch. I watched the one just walk off the couch, only 2 feet tall. It's just chaos.
Yeah. I was at my friend's house, and she has 2 kids, 2 little ones, and there's always something going on. And then kids somehow accidentally hurt themselves, and they start crying, and then, there's that. And I was at my other friend's house, actually, and there were 4 kids at the same time. Actually, there were more. There was a birthday party, but it was the tail end of it, so maybe a few more than that. And just so much craziness going on. So, okay, I feel like I'm totally digressing, but... And just a little reminder, too. Feel free to ask me things, too. This is totally a two-way conversation.
So, right, relationships. The whole podcast, Ghosts and Roasts, is about relationships.
Yeah.
Who are you seeing someone?
No, technically no. I mean, sort of. Last week I went to, I'll just call it an event to keep it vague, and not work. And there was this guy that I talked to, and we hung out for a little while. It wasn't like an official date or anything, so I guess we're talking. And there have been several people, I suppose, that have shown some interest, but not like enough. But so basically, long story short, no, but kind of.
Yeah.
Like I'm exploring the possibility of dating someone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you a dater? Like, have you had an active date? Like, you go on dates, guys ask you out. Like, I don't understand like the perspective of girls really, because like my sister too, like she'll show me how many guys there really are that are like DM you on social media. Like, she'll have dozens of them.
Yeah.
That she doesn't even know, but she'll be like, look at all these guys that said, hey, what's up? And it's like, what do you filter through those and say like, hey, you can take me to eat here, you can take me to eat here. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity in the DMs of a 30-year-old woman.
Is that how old your sister is too?
Yeah. Is that how old you are?
I'm 31, but
She's probably 31 this year. Yeah. Yeah.
So I feel like, I'm on some dating apps, and those are overwhelming. On my regular DMs, I feel like I get those sometimes, but most of the people that I'm friends with, like, we know each other, and they usually don't try to cross any lines, but there are exceptions. So those are hit or miss. And my social media is not public, so that probably also helps. I think my comedy handle is public, but my other stuff isn't, so that helps eliminate some of those people too. But on Hinge, I have over 1,000 notifications of people that have liked my profile, and I can't seem to get it down, and it drives me insane because I'm just like, this is overwhelming, and I feel like kind of a douche for even saying that I have over 1,000 or whatever. But part of me is like, I'm pretty sure guys are just like swipe, yes, and they don't even look at profiles.
Yeah.
And just because they're like, this is a numbers game, let's see how many people I can match with or whatever.
Yeah.
And girls, I personally like to look through and decipher the profile and decide, do I even want to consider going out with this guy? And it's just a whole thing.
And it's just a profile. It's not real. It's not who he is. It's not, you know what I mean? Like social media everyone is so fake. And, for the most part, you've got to assume they are because like throughout the day, like I don't know, I have so many, I don't know. It's just, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you know what I mean?
No, because you don't even know.
I know, but we're here, you know, so.
Wait, so, like, you feel like, I think I know what you
Well,
mean. So
somebody's going to make their profile look the way they think that you want their profile to look.
You would be surprised.
Yeah?
Like, actually, I feel like a lot of these people make their profile just with whatever pictures they happen to have on their phone. And they're not even trying to make themselves look, like, put their best foot forward for their profile. Like, and they do stuff on them that, I mean, maybe they're just being themselves in some cases, but I'm like, why is one of you get a maximum of 6 photos. Why is one of them of you, like, blowing smoke at your camera? Yeah. Like, I don't know. To me, that's, like, not very clean looking, not very, like, classy looking. Like, if you smoke something, whatever, that's your choice. But I don't know. That's an easy, like, I just feel like people don't look put together on there. And at least for me, when I'm looking at a dating app, I'm looking for a potential partner. Like, who'd be worth dating? Who's someone that wouldn't be embarrassing to take home to my family eventually? And stuff like that. And, like, there are some crazy things on there. I'm on a kickball team, and our team name is Participation Trophy. So
nice.
That'll tell you how good we are.
Yeah, right. They should have to put their salary on there on the dating app. The guys, they can put like their salary right on the top line and then just start all the shit below it. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh, that would be interesting. I would be so curious to see how that turned out.
I know if I got back into dating though, my main picture, like how you were saying, like people just do stuff they don't. It would be like all the money on the bed, dude. Like all the 20s, like a bunch of 20s, just like a whole stack of them, just spread out across the bed. Dude, put that as my main one.
That would be terrible, but that would be funny.
Yeah,
but that, I feel, honestly, I feel like, if we were to map out the worst things you can do on your dating app profile, that's on the list.
That would be number 1, dude. That's the main picture. It's like, boom. And like with a gun, but it's like has the orange tip on it. It's like a squirt gun. And you probably not get in trouble for that. But yeah. Yeah,
if it has an orange tip, I think you'd be okay. If it doesn't have an orange tip, is that even, I wonder what the standards say. Let's see.
There's a constitutional carry in Ohio now, so legally anyone can carry a loaded gun and it doesn't have to be shown. You don't have to have your concealed carry. Typically, like the gun has to be in the front of the car and the bullets have to be in the trunk or vice versa. But now in Ohio, it's legal for people to literally have a loaded gun in their car.
So, yeah, but this is just a picture, right?
Yeah, right.
So
it shouldn't be a problem.
This says Bumble explicitly bans photos containing firearms unless you're in military or law enforcement uniform. And Tinder allows them provided they are not deemed threatening or violent. Other platforms like Hinge align closer to Bumble's policy discouraging weapons for safety reasons, blah, blah, blah. So interesting to see the different opinions. I know some women I personally have talked to, they will not date someone. They don't want a gun in their house ever.
Really?
So if someone has a gun, they're like, swipe left or X the button or whatever.
Fuck that, dude. I got a bunch of kids. If somebody kicks in my door in the middle of the night, I'm gonna bust a cap, dude. I've been waiting, dude. I'll just lay on the couch at the night, especially when you have a bunch of toddlers and they're constantly trying to get in bed with your wife. You just like get used to just like laying on the floor. I'll like lay in the middle of the house to try to intercept them so they can't get to her while she's with the baby in the middle of the night. And it's just constant. And it's just like, dude, you know what I mean? If with all these kids and stuff, if somebody tries to fuck around, dude, you gotta bust a cap.
Wow.
Sorry for my language.
Yeah, they're probably gonna.
I never thought like that before, but then everything just changes when you have kids. It's weird.
Yeah. Well, also the fact that you're telling me you sleep on the floor to blockade your kids from your wife is wild.
Not quite, but I've been trying. I woke up twice the other night to haul ones out of there and back into their own beds. And you hear their little feet run across the floor because it's laminate floor across the entire house. So you hear tick, 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 at 2 in the morning, dude. And it's like, no, get back in your bed, dude. What are you doing? And then they want ice cream. They'll come out at like 4 in the morning. I'll be asleep on the couch. want to turn on the TV and be like, oh, you think we can have some ice cream? It's like, dude, you're supposed to be in bed.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
It's like they have the munchies, but they're too young to even know what that is.
I know. As soon as they try sugar at all, it's just over. Like we did the whole, like we never bought any of that jarred baby food or anything. We would like boil carrots or boil sweet potatoes and boil broccoli and then just smash it up with a fork and put it on plates. And that's how the other 2 toddlers ate every day, 3 times a day for the first couple years of their lives. And then somebody give them like chocolate milk at their grandma's or something. And they just turned to little crackheads. Straight up, and they don't never want to eat that stuff, but then they do, and they break, and you get them to eat berries and stuff when they're like, probably feel really unhealthy, and then they'll just start eating berries, and then they feel better. But yeah,
So,
it's every day.
wow. So how often are you and your wife able to escape the chaos and go like on a date?
We haven't done it but once or twice a year for the last few years. But I know we haven't had any like family around where we live really. Like, but my mom's helping out now some. She moved back to Central Ohio. She was a travel nurse, but then once we had so many kids, she moved back.
Wow.
So she'll help some when she doesn't work. But
You're so lucky that she moved back. That's so nice.
yeah, she's quit dodging me, dude. She'll block my numbers. I know what days she's off. And I'll be calling her. And she'll just send it to voicemail, dude, and then turn it off. Yeah. It's like, okay, Mom. And then she'll hit me up when like she knows I don't need help. Outside of my working hours, when I wouldn't need to drop them off with her. So when she'll get a hold of me and see if I want to go to a Mexican restaurant. It's like, oh, fucking missing in action all these days. Now you go to a Mexican restaurant.
That's so funny. Yeah. I feel like you're definitely calling her out right now. So, Mom.
Oh, dude.
Answer those calls.
Where you been, dude?
Do you think she'll watch this?
Oh, probably. She'll be laughing. Yeah, she watches all my stuff. She's sitting there in her apartment right now watching me, Mom. Not picking up the phone. I'm just going to come over there and knock on the door. I've got a key. I can just take them in there, push them in, shut it, lock it, run back to my car.
Oh,
haven't done that yet, but I will.
Okay, I love this. I want to hear how this goes, so you got to follow up with me.
Okay.
Okay, so when you do the 1 to 2 date nights a year, what do you guys do?
We went to a couple weddings. We went to the Theo Vaughn when he was at last October. He was at the Shot. That was a cool kind of event. And then we went to the Lumineers concert when they were in Columbus last year.
Okay.
But we need to do more stuff. We should be dating more.
Yeah.
Getting out.
What can you do? I mean, what can the listeners do or whoever do to help keep the love alive, so to speak, while you can't necessarily get out, like even while the kids are there?
I don't, nothing really, I don't think. I mean, I just gotta help out, like take the kids out more and get them doing stuff so that she can, like, I think she needs to have more time that she can have to herself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I get out and work at least half a day every day. I'm out. I'm not with kids for like half of the day.
Yeah, you get to maintain some level of sanity.
Yeah.
And adult conversation.
Be around adults, be out and do stuff. I just got to keep taking them and doing stuff with them so that she can do whatever she wants. I don't know. We do need to date more. And I think it'll happen. And I think this just happens when, you have a bunch of kids back to back to back. It's like, well, we have all this responsibility. It's so much work. It's like, okay, I've got the kids right now I do. So you got to focus on all this like full-time job of making sure these kids don't kill themselves or each other.
Yep.
So then it's just like, and then eventually we'll just get a motorcycle or something, dude, and hit the road. Just kick them all out once they're old enough to take care of themselves and just take off.
Wait, how old is that? Isn't it like legally, like technically they can't be left home alone until they're 12?
Well, the oldest one, I don't know. Right. No, Rosalind's pretty responsible, though, which is a good thing out of the young 3. The oldest of the 3 is a girl, which is good because boys don't listen or learn as fast. I've learned of that a ton with like my 15-year-old daughter. When I was her age and I was a kid, I never heard anything my parents said to me, or it went in one ear and went out the other, and I didn't apply it to my life, what they were trying to teach me, but girls do. And I've noticed that with Briley. I can tell her something and then I can watch her, a couple weeks later, I'll notice that she's like applying that to her life and she's listening and she's learning.
And she's what age?
15.
She's the 15. I thought you said
But she's been doing that for years.
So the oldest is Riley.
Briley.
Wow, I can't
Yeah.
So
And then the next oldest is Rosalind, which I think that's good that
And
it's,
she's
the girls are
3.
above those boys because boys don't listen.
yeah.
Rosalind's 3, but she'll be running it. She's way bigger than that.
Wow, it's interesting to hear boys don't listen from a parenting perspective because that's also how it feels from a dating perspective sometimes.
Yeah, and like I was going to tell you the dating thing. If you ask dating advice, which I don't know because I haven't dated in 15 years, but yeah, like if you listen to girls and actually listen to what they say, I know it's hard. It's really hard, but if you do, like they notice, and then they, it's weird. It's a game changer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like solid dating advice for dudes right there.
Yeah, dude, and you can learn about them and stuff and what they want, and then it makes it so much easier. They're still not going to tell you what they want to eat, so you have to beat that out of them. So sometimes you can't help it, but yeah,
Leads you to abuse.
yeah.
No abuse condoned on this podcast, okay?
No, I would never hit a woman, but me and my wife have fought more over the last 10 years over what we were going to eat than anything else.
Really?
Because I could never get it out of her. Would you ever tell a guy where you wanted to go eat? Is that a thing? Girls just don't tell men where they want to eat or what they want to eat, but they make it known that they want something, and it's a problem if you can't figure out what it is.
I mean, if I know what sounds good in that moment, I will say whatever that is. I feel like my people-pleasing tendencies make me ask them what they're interested in too, though. And I should just be more decisive and say, this sounds good to me. But honestly, actually, dating advice for all parties. If someone has an issue telling you what to eat, give them 2 or 3 options and say, which of these sounds good to you? And make sure they're all things that already sound good to you. And then that's easy. Because then they can just say, that sounds bad, that sounds bad, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Like that's...
Yeah.
Do you think that might help?
I still just think that women aren't going to say, and then they want, and then you mess it up. But what they need to understand is guys will just eat anything from anywhere, and it's all good. Like I don't eat olives. Like I'll eat everything else. Okay, well, I'll eat everything else. So it's like it doesn't matter. But then women, I feel like are pickier, and they know what they like and what they want, and they don't just inhale their food, so they enjoy it. So I think it would be of value for women to start telling men like straight up what they want to eat, and then everything would be better because then we could just find something to eat there.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But maybe there's guys that are more pickier than I am, but I feel like everywhere there's stuff.
You know what? I feel like, and I haven't thought about this other than what's coming out of my mouth right now, but I feel like there's like categories of different men and what they'll eat. Like, have you ever experienced the guys that they're really open-minded people that want to eat, that'll try anything really. And then there might be some people somewhere, maybe there are middle categories as well, but the opposite end of the spectrum is guys who only want to eat like American food, the same thing. They have like 3 categories of food, like pizza, burgers, chicken wings, and that's it. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, that's very common.
And to me, that's a major red flag. If you can only eat like 3 food groups of food and that's it, I don't want to date you because that's like limiting where we'll go out to dinner. And I like to try new food. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. It's like weird to think of that as a red flag, but it totally is for me. What about you?
I mean, I don't know. I like to eat about everything. I mean, I don't know. Is it a red flag if somebody's a picky eater? Yeah, I mean, there's things that definitely make me mad if somebody won't eat it. I don't know why it shouldn't at all, but I'll think so highly of a food or something and it's so good. And I just want us to celebrate it and then they're just not even into it. That'd make you mad.
Like what?
I don't know, just anything. When you want people, you know how people are. We want other people to like what we like. And sometimes it makes us insecure if they don't like what we like. So then it kind of makes you like protrude jealousy or something towards them. Oh, you think you're better than me? It's like when I quit drinking, I can't go out because like especially where I'm from or something, more rural areas. If everybody else is drinking, and you're not. It's like, oh, you think you're better than me, dude?
Oh, people get all weird about it.
Yeah, it's a big problem. People do that all the way down with food. You ever been to eat with someone before and ordered a salad when they were just so excited about getting wings or something, and then you order a salad and it's on, dude. You're just like, think you're so much better than them, and they're like, really? I love like doing that. Try that.
You do it to people. You say you tell people that.
Be like, oh, dude, we're gonna throw down with like some dudes, and they'll go somewhere and they'll order like beer and get like a cheeseburger and French fries and all this shit, and they'll just be like, and it'll be like, oh, I have a water and a salad, and then they'll be like, what?
So that happens when you hang out with your dudes.
Oh, that's happened to me when I've hung out with females as well. It would make a female more insecure than a man because they'd be like, "Oh, I'm not as healthy as they are."
That's so weird.
Because people are always comparing themselves to each other, and that's what I don't like, and I don't appreciate, and I get an edge in a lot of situations because I don't really care about that.
Interesting. I feel like as far as the drink thing goes, though, like if you're not drinking, I personally get annoyed with people like either being judgy or trying to pressure me to do something I'm not in the mood for or interested in that day. So like for drinking, I just get a mocktail and pretend like I have an alcoholic drink and I don't because maybe I had too much to drink the night before and don't feel like explaining myself.
Yeah.
Or maybe I just am trying to limit my alcohol intake because the doctor says you should only be drinking a couple times a week. Not every doctor says that, but
Yeah, I know. Maybe it gets easier though, but people definitely get if you don't drink, and they feel like then they feel bad that they drink or something because they're around someone that didn't. It's like a conscious thing. But then there's a way that you can do it, like tell someone like, "No, I don't drink," without like, "Oh no," and just like you have to do it nonchalantly so that they'll feel okay about themselves. Because it sucks when you get in a position like that, and it's like, and then somebody all of a sudden it changes them and like their confidence level in themselves because we're all conditioned to compare ourselves to one another, and that's what limits all of us. Because you know what I mean?
Yeah, honestly. I feel like, does it limit us? How does it limit us in your opinion?
It can limit us because then everybody becomes a product of their environment. So then you have to move your environment because if you want to go a different route and all of a sudden you don't want to drink or you don't want to do this or you don't want to be complacent, well, that offends the people around you because we're all supposed to be the same because we're around each other all the time. So sometimes you have to change your environment.
Interesting. I mean, that makes sense. I like variety in people. I feel like it's dumb for everyone to be the same all the time. I feel like actually something that I would like to challenge more people to do is to just accept others for who they are and like when it comes to dating, that's what you have to do. I feel like if two people can't just coexist and like be who they are comfortably around each other, they're never going to make it in a relationship.
Well,
if you're faking it the whole time, if you're pretending to be something you're not, that's not healthy.
I know, and people think that they need to do that, and they do that all the way into marriage, and I've seen it. And but people that are the same because they want to fit in because they're conditioned to think they need to be like the people they're around. But then the best relationships are people usually that are like opposites. Like me and my wife are great together, and she is introverted. She does not do social media. She doesn't want to go out. She never has. And, all I can think about is run over here and point at Blair's camera, dude, and talk about how we're back, And we work great. But, yeah, and I don't know that really I don't know if I took it off to a weird corner.
I don't know. I feel like I think it was fine. I feel like it's easy to, like, squirrel for a second, so.
We're just hanging out.
Yeah. Just having a conversation. It's okay. We can just go wherever.
Yeah.
So, did you have any other things that you wanted to specifically bring up? Because I feel like time-wise, we've got to be conscious of that because this thing can't last forever.
Yeah. I don't know. What kind of upcoming events do you have? Are you doing any other?
Oh, comedy stuff?
Yeah.
I know I'm supposed to go on the Vicious Vixens, God bless America. Vicious Vixens comedy show coming up, and the date's being solidified, so that's coming up. But I meant podcast specifically wise. Is there any dating additional ghosted and roasted stuff you want to talk about?
Ghosted and roasted. Could we tell a story?
Yeah, if you have an interesting dating story or something, go for it.
I can tell you a story.
Okay.
But it might be relationship related, but I never had a relationship with the person, but it was
What was
like
it, a situationship?
Dude, it was really weird, okay? So I was down in Key West. My grandparents lived down in the Florida Keys. I was down there for like 6 months one time, and we drinking all day.
There.
Yeah, and working. And I was like 22, and I just I was down at Key West for like the whole day and had been drinking for like 12 hours, and went into like one of the bars where you like ride on a bull and got thrown off that and threw up, dude. Went outside and there was this beautiful girl, and she was the prettiest girl I'd ever saw, and she was smiling at me, and I was smiling back at her and whatever. And she was like, "You want to go to a party?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's go to the party." And so we're like walking down and through Key West. I think it was like the wrong side of Duval Street. And we get up to this house, and this like guy who's kind of scary come out, and this other woman, and they come out and they're like, "Hey." I was like, "Yeah, I'm here for the party or whatever." And they were like, "Okay, well, it's $300 if you want to go in with her."
What?
She's a prostitute. Yeah. And she lured me back into the hood, dude, to this brothel or whatever, dude. By saying we was going to go to a party or whatever. And I was like, I had to get like out of here. So I got out of there because I didn't even have $300 on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there was probably, and it was kind of scary. That's like a relationship type story, right?
It's
not even a relationship. I definitely didn't have a relationship with her.
That's proof that dating is hard. Because even if you meet people in the wild, they might be a prostitute and try to just get your money and nothing else.
Yeah, dude, get you all the way back to the party, get you invested, laughing, having a good time, and then drop the bomb, dude.
That's rough.
That was crazy. I'd never experienced something like that. That was like out of a movie.
I wonder how many people fall for that or actually follow through and pay the $300.
She was really pretty, probably a lot.
Crazy.
People getting on and off cruises and stuff in those locations. You know, they have things like that, like tropical areas. You go down to the Bahamas and stuff, and Cuba, wherever.
Oh my gosh.
People, there's just all kinds of stuff going on. So it's crazy.
Wow. Wait, so dating wise, like you mentioned how you and your wife dated for a long time, but like pre meeting her, what was your dating experience like?
Yeah.
Like how old were you when you met her?
We went to the same high school actually, but we didn't start dating until we were like 25.
Okay.
So like 10 years ago. Before that, I mean, I dated different people.
Did you find it challenging? Like, I guess 10 years ago is when you stopped dating.
I know it's hard to.
So 2016 is when you stopped dating-ish. So you were probably dating for like 8 to 10 years prior to that when you were in high school.
Yeah, I started dating when I was like
mid-20s?
14 or 15 probably.
So,
yeah.
Okay, going back to that time, if you can remember, I mean, I'm sure you can remember some stuff, but like, what was the hardest part about dating back then?
Picking which girl was going to be my girlfriend. I know I shouldn't say something like that, but hey, straight up. Yeah.
So were you like, oh, I'm rolling in the honeys?
Kind of. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, so I was like the short, like fat, like late bloomer kid. I was the youngest in my class. And but I started school early because I had a few older brothers. Mm-hmm. And then I was like that. And then when I was like at probably 14 or 15, I was like ninth grade, I grew like 6 inches and thinned out completely. So I went from being like the friend zone kid, and that was already the funniest because I was the short fat kid that everybody loved. And then I became like what I would call probably the best looking guy. And then
would the girls say that too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So then it was weird. It was a weird transition when I was like 15. So then I started dating, and it was, typical. I probably took advantage of the situation. I should have maybe done it differently, but it's just what it was, and
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Yeah, being friend zoned so much to then having your pick of the litter, it never could end well.
Honestly, I can relate to that. I feel like my 5th, 6th grade years were not my years at all. And then I started to get kind of cute in 7th grade. And like through high school, I think I did okay.
Yeah,
so
I bet you did. Yeah, I know. It's weird how it transitions. And then the kids that you're jealous of when you're young, then they peak and they're like 12. And then they start getting gray hair and stuff. And then you blossom as you get older. And it's cool.
Yeah.
It's a whole experience. Everybody has their like chance to shine.
Interesting.
Throughout life, I feel like it comes back around with everyone. You see it as you age.
Yeah, well, I mean, and you can always like take care of yourself and peak later in life too. Some people definitely let themselves go, and then other people definitely pride themselves in taking better care of themselves, whether it's hygiene, working out, whatever. Mm-hmm. So
it's hard. It's easy to let yourself go, especially as an adult, and then you start making money and stuff, and you can eat whatever you want. You can go wherever you want, and it's like, well. Yeah, so it's easy to do that.
Yeah, it is, but it's the inner Libra in me is like you got to find your balance, your right balance.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. But with dating, it still all comes back people to like you want to be around somebody that's funny, that makes you laugh, that you can enjoy being around. You can be yourself around them, and if you be yourself around and be open-minded, in dating, and make people feel comfortable around you.
True.
It's going to be easier to get dates and get a second date.
Do you find that men get intimidated by women if they are successful on their own and independent?
Yeah, I mean they would, but it's just that just is a completely different game. Yeah, it's good. A lot of guys probably don't like to see that because it's easier to it's hard to take the self-esteem away from a woman like that. Believe it or not, a lot of guys, that's their strategy. And it's sad and it's bad because I have daughters now and I know how guys are, and that's what I told my daughter. I was like, if you like girls, that's fine. I've always told my oldest daughter that because guys are just bad. And they're just different beings, and men's brains don't fully develop till they're 25. So before that, they're a little more, reptilian-like, maybe.
That sounds like a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
But also, so their strategy. Are you having issues with the mic?
No, I was just looking at it. It was cool.
I would be careful touching it. It might add weird sounds to the recording.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. But what was I saying? You said the guy's strategy. Repeat that for me. Is
dude, it's just they do it with manipulate someone, just manipulating. They're very what people might call narcissistic or whatever.
Yeah.
But they find ways to manipulate people to get what they want.
Oh, and
they do it by cutting down the self-esteem of women.
That's so shitty.
Yeah, just by manipulating them, with fear and guilt usually, and then if that doesn't work, tell them they're ugly or whatever might work. It's bad. A lot of guys do that. It's very common practice.
Based on the guys what percentage of them do you think do that?
Probably half. I mean,
that's so sad.
I don't know. Half. You got to assume that half of the people out there are evil, too.
I guess. I mean, there's a country song that says most people are good, and I believe that. I do think that. I think, from what I've observed, I feel like not all men. I feel like men can totally be manipulative, but I don't even know if they always realize it. I don't know if it's a generational thing for that, but also I feel like I have plenty of friends that have been working on themselves and doing therapy or whatever, and they're getting better at paying attention to behavior patterns and noticing if someone's a narcissist or whatever. I totally dated a narcissist over the winter, and it took me a minute to figure it out because I'm not sure if I probably maybe have dated a narcissist in the past. I don't know, but I don't know all the signs.
No, yeah, but you can just tell when people are being manipulative. They, for no reason, will try to make you feel guilty about something or afraid of something. And it's just their own limiting beliefs. And like you said, you don't even know that they're doing it. They're just imposing their own limiting beliefs on you. And people are not going to hate on you if they're doing better than you. People hate on people that they think are better than them. Does that make sense?
Oh.
Yeah. When have you ever hated on somebody that you thought you were better than?
I mean, I don't usually hate on people in general.
But naturally, when it just comes out of people, it's oh, he's meh, or he's meh. And people don't even notice they're doing that, I feel like, a lot of the time.
Huh. I'm going to have to pay more attention to this because this is an interesting point. And I feel like my general outlook is I think people, I guess I try not to be a judgy B word, so to speak. And I don't, okay. When I was in middle school, I got the Optimist Award, so I have a naturally glass half full mindset, I have my whole life. And there are moments when I get down and whatever. But because of that, I think I miss this stuff sometimes. But when I catch on to people being negative Nellies or Nancy's or whoever, negative Neds for just getting another name out there, I feel like I just remove them from my life if I can. Yeah,
you have to, because they can't. It's just a mindset that was instilled by someone before them and to them. And it all stems from fear. People are scared to take action because they think that they could fail or whatever. And then over time, by allowing fear to control what you do, you just become bitter and negative, and you come up with every excuse in the book to not do whatever it is that you have to do to get what you want. Instead, you just say, oh, they get this because they're this, or they get that because they're that, or blah, blah, blah. And then they think that everybody's just, God just chose you or this, and you or this, rather than those people, they don't know about the compounding habits in those people's lives that come from a stance of gratitude and optimism. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If people aren't grateful, and if they would think about how they're grateful, they would just naturally have a more optimistic outlook on life. And then, they wouldn't be so negative. But it goes back to being a product of your environment. Why is that person negative and always negative about everything? Probably because they spent a lot of time with somebody else that was always negative. And so for them to change, they're going to have to remove themselves from that environment.
True.
But then they don't care to at all. A lot of people just don't care, and they're going to be bitter no matter what. So they're going to be manipulative.
Yeah.
In a relationship, you got to know what to watch for to tell if somebody's going to be manipulative. Because what's really scary, what you hear, is relationships are perfectly fine for years, and then the abuse will start when people get married. All of a sudden, now a husband's abusive, and they waited that whole time in dating. They seemed like this super nice guy, and they were planning to trap you in the marriage and then be abusive. Like that movie, I think that's from that movie with Jennifer Lopez, remember? And then her husband's beating her up, and then at the end, she's had enough. She kicks his ass. It's called Enough. It's from the 90s with Jennifer Lopez. Situations like that you would never see coming. That can come from a relationship.
That's crazy.
From your DMs, dude. Those guys, you're going to have to figure out how to really filter through those.
Oh. Yeah, I guess that's hard to figure out.
For girls, date out in public. Don't go to the movies with someone or something. You know what I mean? If you're going to meet people and start dating, and we're back to the relationships, go out to dinner and ask them questions. Think about questions you would ask somebody. What do you do after you load all your groceries into your shopping cart and then you load them into your car? What do you do with your shopping cart?
Oh, yeah. I put mine back.
Yeah.
Or at least in the cart corral.
Yeah, or over one of the curves where the trees are.
Yeah,
so
that's crazy.
I do that.
Really?
I don't know if that means I'm bad.
I think that means that you need to take it all the way back to somewhere. A cart corral or to the store.
But then, some lady's walking in, she's older, and she sees it there with the front legs up on the mulch. She's like, oh, cool. She grabs it, and she takes it on her way in. So she doesn't even have to turn off. And then, because the ones, dude, that are all jammed together, no one has still figured out how to get them apart, dude. So leave her one out in the parking lot to grab.
I personally think, here's what I do. If I see someone walking nearby, I offer my cart to them.
Yeah.
And then otherwise I put it away.
Yeah.
But also it helps me get a few extra steps in too, which helps me maintain my figure a little bit.
Yeah, steps are huge, dude. We've been getting so many steps. I've been getting all the steps. Live right on the bike path on the High Erie Trail. It's perfect.
On the what trail?
Ohio to Erie Trail goes from Cincinnati
to...
It's the main one. It goes from Westerville to Sunbury. Sunbury up to Centerburg to Mount Vernon. It goes all the way to Cleveland and all the way to Cincinnati. But it breaks up in Sunbury where we're at. It ends, and then you got to go a mile through town to get back on to go north.
Interesting.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, while you were talking about the manipulative, mean stuff, I just had a flashback to a guy I dated. Mm-hmm. Or we'll call him the banker. He 100% was mean and manipulative, and at first he seemed cool, but then he had a roommate at that time, and his roommate wasn't paying his bills, so all the bills were going on the guy I was dating, and he went from nice and stuff, and then when his finances were going down, he didn't tell me what was going on, and he was mean to me to the point where, I remember our last date ever. We were sitting at Olive Garden, and I was silently crying, tears streaming down my face because he was just being such a dick. And
money.
Money made him a douchebag.
Yeah, it's the biggest drug, the most addictive drug, they say. It's money.
That's an interesting perspective.
Yeah.
But yeah, so watch out, people, because you never know. If someone, the way someone treats you in the worst of times, that is a bigger indicator than how they treat you in the best of times, in my opinion.
Yeah. And that's hard because, some people don't understand how important it is to not do anything when you're really angry. And that's when people get in trouble and they say things just like when you're really happy, you shouldn't make decisions. Or when you're really sad, you shouldn't make decisions or plans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You should always bring yourself back down to, grounded.
Yeah.
Being grounded
That makes sense.
before you make any decisions. And and then that's when people can get real toxic. They don't understand that. So then in a relationship, like, right, this guy runs out of money. Now he's treating you like shit, and he doesn't even understand that that's totally wrong. This is just a personal issue that he has that you have nothing to do with. But now he's making you suffer too because he's miserable. But because he's probably not mature enough to understand that, like, I need to figure out other ways to take this out so I'm not ruining other people's day as well. Just because my day's shit now doesn't mean that it's okay for me to make somebody else's day shit.
Well,
and I learned that the hard way.
And really, all he had to do was communicate and let me know what was going on. Because,
But that's embarrassing as a man. Why would he ever want to tell you that, like, hey, dude, my financial situation sucks now? Because we're all led to believe that, we needed to go to college, get good jobs, make a bunch of money, be financially secure, get a woman, have money. So now, his money's dried up and he's really insecure about that because he doesn't want you to know that. That humiliates him. So, and then in that situation, he happened to take it out on you. But,
So
yeah.
you don't think he could even have said, like, hey, money's a little tight for me right now, so are you cool with us cooking?
It was about going out
And
to
also,
eat.
like, I mean,
Yeah.
I had a, like, very fresh out of college type job, like, did not get paid well, so, but I could chip in for things too. So, and I don't know, it's just...
They don't want to ask that at all. That's humiliating too. The most humiliating thing ever is when you're with a girl. Even with my wife, I don't want her to hand a card to the server at a restaurant.
Oh.
Still. Yeah.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah. So even they're still going to take you to dinner, and even when they can't afford it and get embarrassed if you try to pay, because it's just a total.
That depends on the guy.
Yeah.
Some guys I have found are very traditional in that way, and some guys, if you offer, they take you up on it immediately, and they're thrilled about it.
They're mama's boys.
Oh?
That's what it is, dude. There's no pride in that. You don't need to be proud, but still, you know what I mean? Yeah. Now, what girl is going to respect you? If you're like, hey, you're buying tonight, it doesn't matter if her parents are millionaires and you know it. And I know guys like that too that'll just suck off girls and they feel like they're getting over, dude. But that's so gay. I shouldn't say gay, but I don't mean like homosexual. I mean like, I'm not gonna do that. I'd be pissed broke, and I would find a way to dine and dash. I would look like I paid. Tell my wife I'd meet her out the car. I gotta go to the bathroom. And I'd grab that shit and I'd dip, dude. Steal all that food. Just leave enough for a tip. Just leave the tip. Slip it to her when you're walking out, and she'll think that you left, the check signed out there, but you didn't.
Oh my gosh.
I would do that before I would ask a girl to pay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even with your wife now?
Yeah, dude. Come on.
I feel like you're kidding.
No, not even now. I mean, she'll buy when it's like, she'll order food to the house, like at night, and it's like this huge treat. Like, we didn't see it coming. There's all of a sudden, there's a bunch of McChickens and French fries and Cokes, and it's like, it's on. Yeah. After one of Briley's softball games or something, she does stuff like that. But if we go out, no, even if it's her card, I'm giving it to him.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's interesting. I feel like I love that. I feel like you're just keeping it real, and I just appreciate that.
I remember how humiliating it was because it's like when you first start dating a girl. I remember dating before my wife, and even when I was first with my wife, didn't have any money, just had jobs that like I made enough money to like pay my rent and pay for my car, and then at the time probably just buy cigarettes and beer, and then that was it. That was what I got,
Do you smoke now?
No.
Proud of you.
Thank you, dude. That was the hardest thing ever, was quitting tobacco a couple years ago. I'm just like pissed. Like the first couple of days, like you're pissed and you're like, yeah, you'll get over it, but you don't. Yeah, you're still just mad. I'm just mad. Like I'll chew on plastic bottle caps or something. Like I did when I was a kid. That was what I did before I got like nicotine habits and stuff like that.
Wow. Why not like just do the little nicotine tablet chew things? So
It still costs money, and it's just something that you don't need to consume that costs money, so you just cut it out. I've got a pretty good system going on. We've got 5 offices at Greater Columbus, and then there's like 7 model homes and like bigger new housing developments to where I can like stop and get free coffee, water, chips, or whatever all throughout the day. Like I went months when I first got into real estate without ever spending a dime.
Yeah.
You can be, in this industry, you can be strategic and...
I have noticed, and the only thing I will say to that is it's good to reciprocate with the people that invest in the business sometimes, because there are plenty of people, that, whether it's dating or real estate business, there are plenty of people that will mooch off of you and take everything and never give anything back. And that's pretty shitty. And that's, as far as dating goes, reciprocate.
Yeah.
And
Giving is going to get you a lot further than taking.
Yeah.
You got to bring value to people's lives. So back to relationships. A relationship has to have value. Like you have to offer someone something of value, or you're not real. You know what I mean? Like once you're mature and you're an adult, you realize that people like don't have time for nothing unless you're bringing them actual value. So you can only suck off someone for so long.
That sounds so bad.
So
That's the second. Earlier I was laughing about, and then you went off on like a tangent or whatever. But you keep saying like suck off of whatever, and I'm just like just I don't know. The inner 12-year-old boy that hypothetically lives inside me is just cracking up, and I don't know why, but
yeah, you can't forever, but
no. Do you know why the inner 12-year-old boy in me? Do you know why I said that?
why?
Never mind.
Why? Tell me.
I'll
listen. I'll listen to what you say.
No, I'll tell you afterward. It's just, I shouldn't have said anything, but that's why I kept laughing, because I'm just like, it sounds funny. It sounds like a dirty little 12-year-old mind.
Yeah, I know.
Do you get that?
I know. They were going to make a new scary movie. Did you watch the scary movies when you were 12? Or that was when I was 12.
Wait, what? Okay.
Do you remember those movies with like the Wayans brothers and that blonde girl?
I think so. Is that the one with the guy with the clown face? Or?
Yep, that's Scream was the horror movie, and that girl from the 90s that was in all those movies and shows.
No, the one where he rides a little trike and he has a white face with the red swirl.
Saw.
That's Saw.
But he's in Scary Movie too, and so is the Scream mask guy.
Oh my gosh.
What's up?
I don't like scary movies, but I do remember those being a thing when I was growing up.
Scary Movies is not a scary movie. It's a parody of scary movies, and they make fun of all the modern scary movies, but they haven't done it forever. It was the Wayans brothers, Marlon Wayne and Dwayne. Do you know all them?
You mean
Shawn Wayans?
Like Wayans?
Yeah. All of them.
Yeah.
It was their thing. They were making those movies when we were kids, when I was probably 12. And I worry about the things my kids watch, but then you look back, like we were listening to DMX and watching those movies.
Oh my gosh. Wait, what's DMX?
The rapper? You don't know who DMX is?
I might know the song. I'm really bad at
Blair grew up, spent the first 12 years of her life in a cult.
What songs? Let's see.
Oh, it was rough rap, like gangster rap from
late
90s, early 2000s. He died a couple years ago. He was a rapper. He was good, though.
Okay.
It was definitely inappropriate to be listening to when we were 10 years old, but we did.
Wait, Up in Here.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I definitely know some of these songs. I'm really bad at knowing the name of the song and the artist.
What year were you born then? 95?
4.
94.
Yeah. But anyway.
Relationships. We keep going off topic.
It's easy to do. But we got to wrap this thingy up here, because I'm pretty sure we're heading close to an hour. I forgot to actually note the time when we started. But any last dating advice for anyone? Or any last comments on the modern dating world or anything?
Yeah, like for women, just tell the man what you want to eat so that he knows where you're going to go, and then he'll take you there, and it'll be a good time. And guys, probably listen to girls and, don't eat all their food at dinner. Wait till they're done and then eat what's left.
Is that what you do with your wife?
Yeah, just eat all mine and then just stare at hers. It just finally just pushes it to me. Yeah, but at first don't do that. Just don't eat any of their food probably, right? They might want to take it home.
If I say that I'm done with my food and I'm on a date and the guy's still hungry, I don't really care. Unless I really want it for my second meal, like tomorrow or something, I don't mind sharing.
Say that. If a girl would say what they actually thought and wanted to a man, that would help a lot too, I guess.
I sometimes think I'm way too direct with guys.
Oh.
And I think it might intimidate them.
Well, once you get into a serious relationship, maybe then start.
Okay.
And just he at first. That's what they do. And then next thing you know, they slap the shackles on you. And you're done for.
Gosh. That's so funny.
Yeah.
All right. Any other things, or is that good?
About dating?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know anything about dating. Don't maybe try not to look at your phone too much. Talk to the person.
Oh yeah, amen to that.
Look at them, laugh at them. Try to get them to laugh. Just don't
Okay.
be fake. Just try to be natural, like we're trying to do here. It's hard, but
I don't think it's been that hard.
no, it hasn't been that hard. See, it's not even that hard.
Yeah.
And there's a camera on us.
Yeah.
So get your shit together and just fucking listen to what she says, and don't be too dumb, and don't fart and shit until you've already had sex a bunch of times. And if girls, don't ever fart, or you're done, you're out. It's over.
Even after you're married?
Yeah, dude, that shit's gross. Girls aren't even supposed to do that at all.
I think that's
That's maybe not fair.
yeah. I mean, I personally wouldn't unless I was sick or something and couldn't help it, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about, I feel like at some point you should be close enough to your spouse that you can totally do it in front of each other.
Yeah, like when, but,
Well, at some point, if you're having their baby, I've heard most women go number 2 while pushing the baby out.
Don't ever watch a woman have a baby if you're a man. Oh.
Wait, put the cup away so it doesn't mess with your mic.
Oh. Okay.
Anyway, okay.
What else about dating?
I think we gotta wrap up though.
You want one more? What else does women want?
What else do women want?
Tell us what women want, Blair. Make it easy on these guys.
I mean, I feel like we've touched on most of it. Good communication. They want to feel like a priority. They want to feel like a priority. They want men, or I mean women, whoever they're dating, whoever their type is. They want people to be there for them and make them feel like a priority.
Okay.
And
not judge them.
Yeah.
I feel like women feel like they're being judged too much. Women use so many makeup, and they do all this stuff, and I think guys don't care that much.
I think women are the ones judging the other women the most.
Really?
But as far as makeup and stuff goes, although there have been some men that I've heard say, "Oh, a woman should always have their nails done," and "Oh, a woman blah blah blah."
No.
But we gotta wrap up. So anyway, may your dates be great and your red flags be obvious. Talk to you next time.